people on it. When I was out last night, Charlie came out with me after the races. I showed Charlie different techniques than I use with other crew because Charlie's 130 pounds. So, you know, I had him hiking off to windward, flying a Spinnaker on a reach, which is something that most people I know never get to do.
Only when it's honking. Woohoo!
It's got to be, yeah. And not until while I was still to leeward. I mean, he was hiking windward while I'm still sitting leeward. Typically, I won't do that. I will not send a crew up on the rail until I'm up on the rail. But that does make a difference, and I know a lot of us suffer from the, you know, extra, you know,
COVID
cookies and
lots of influence.
and you know, just expertise. We carry a little more expertise around with us.
Gravitas.
All right. So we have larger fields in the universe. But anyway, I want you guys to look at the, so Bruce has set up for himself. This is great, and this works, and it works for him, and he's been really fast out there. But I use just slightly different things. So for one thing, he's got a separate hoist and takedown line. Perfectly okay. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. And there's a lot of advantages to this. For one, you can use two different types of line, and it's really easy to do that way. So you can have a nice fat halyard, so it's easy on the hands. You can have a nice light takedown line. So this is great. What I've done to compromise that is I've got two separate pieces of line, and then I sewed them together. I sewed them together.
Splice.
Splice. It's a splice. So I shoved one inside the other, and you know, some thread. It worked. And I like that. I like having a lighter line, especially because I use a Spinnaker that has two patches on it, and he's got one. One is nice because it comes in the snout real easy. It makes your hoist and douse a lot easier on the hands, and it's fast, and it's great. A two patch Spinnaker never comes past that spot. So when I hoist or douse, it stops right there, and I can actually cleat my retrieval line off with a cleat right here sideways. So the retrieval line just comes, the retrieval line.
We also retrieve down the other side.
Yeah, I retrieve down the other side of the boat, but that's a matter of preference.
That's whatever.
But the retrieval line then,
He's tied on.
okay, can just be brought over and cleated here up on a cleat that's way out of the way. And then my Spinnaker halyard is always taut. I don't have to worry about it getting wrapped in the jib as often. That's a little difference I do. And I have so with that continuous line, it goes back to a block here, and then to a cheek block right here. My douses then, and I've got a video posted on the bucket site you can check out. They just demonstrated that. I come down with the one with the green bucket. Yeah, like, follow, subscribe, right? No, but my douse when we go to do the takedown, go through all the conversation. All right, we're going to take down just like Jeff said. All right, taking down in 5, 4, 5, 5, 5, 1. No, I don't. We don't do the 1. We do. Oh yeah. All right, 3, 2, 1.
Why
Yes.
are you generally like pausing?
If the conditions change.
Okay, got it.
When I say I'm going to take down in 5, that means don't jump right now and start doing stuff. It means mentally look around, clean things up, get your feet underneath you. As Jeff pointed out with Heather, you know, she got in the ready position, right? So Chris, come on up. She got in the ready position. So now her feet are under her. She's ready to go. She's still paying, as she already pointed out so eloquently. When you turn downwind, your boat balancing responsibility doesn't turn off. You are still responsible for your weight and position on the boat. So, you know, all right, we're gonna get ready for a takedown. So she's got the sheets in hand.
Welcome, Christy.
Yeah. We're gonna uncleat the jib furler. One of us will start taking the jib out. Lately it's been me because she's got stuff going on. I'll pull that jib out. All right, we'll get the jib out, and you'll pull the jib out. And really what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull the jib out about that far, and then I'm going to cleat it and make sure that it's uncleated. That way, I've got the sheet out, and what I'm really thinking about is where do I want my sheet position as I round that mark? Not the whole jib, where do I want the sheet? How much sheet do I want out? And I'm going to pull it out, and it might change based on the angle we're coming in at, but I'm getting about half the jib out. This is still not blocking my spinnaker. I still have lots of area for the wind to get in the spinnaker till late. And with the cleat being unfurled, when when the spinnaker does go away and she's ready to sheet that jib in, it's unfurled and poof, we're back up sailing. So maybe it'll unfurl on its own. It usually does because there's usually enough wind and it just slowly, but I don't care. I'm not going to pull it. I'm not always, sometimes we will if it's fighting us or something, because everybody's got boat issues, but you know, none of us have brand. So sometimes you got to give it that tug at the bottom to get it unfurled, but this one obviously didn't, so throw it back up. Okay. All right, so then the Douse, on the Douse, let's put the kite up. On the Douse, we got to go up. We're going up for a second. Pull up. Now, if I have to do a bare set, like I just did, and we do a bare set often, because unlike Jeff, I'm not usually able to come down at the mark with speed. I'm usually finding myself fighting through traffic.
Coming in on port.
Coming in on port, you know, those kind of things that, you know, lee-bound somebody at the weather mark, you know, they like that. It's a good way to make friends.
So we usually are rounding and easing, and then
and the kite goes up.
chute's going up, I'm actually putting the pole up at the same time.
I would like to have it, like if there's an offset leg, yeah, that pole's up. But it's frequently you're jockeying through traffic.
Because we're not always in the front.
I'm not always in the front. I'm not always in the front.
But seriously, the ideal situation is you got there early, you're a little high of the mark, you get the pole up. But that doesn't always happen. And so does that mean that you have to wait until your crew is up there and has the pole set before you hoist the spinnaker? No. You start hoisting and then over trim both sheets a little bit. Okay? I'm actually going to bring the lure sheet back to about where I would trim it, and I'm going to over trim the windward sheet. Take the pole off for a second. I'm going to over trim the windward sheet during the hoist to about here. And the sole reason for that is not performance, well it is performance, is if I don't have this slightly over trimmed during the hoist, I'm going to drive over it. And I don't want to drive over it. That's not fast. We spent an entire lured leg in Tampa this year with Christy on the bow trying to get our spinnaker out from under the boat. It was not fast.
We were moving quickly.
Moving in waves, in 3-foot waves. It was fun. So you don't have
exactly how I described it.
So you don't want to have to. To prevent that, you start bringing it up. Give that windward sheet a little bit of a tug so that it stays up on deck. Right. If you can release the twing early, that's good. If you can't, it's not as good.
Right. And I would say one thing you do is always think about the next move, right? I was talking about when, you know, that's why I don't want the pole on the forestay, right? Because I'm thinking about I'm going to need to unfurl. I want that pole off there. But I agree with Jimmy. Don't make it an emergency. But think about the next thing. So one of the things Heather will do is on the upwind, she will say, "Is this going to be a bear away set?" And I'll say, "Yeah, probably." You know, and I'll undo that twing over there. So it's one less thing to do. Unless if we're, you know, if the wind is shifted, is it going to be a bear away set? I don't know, or I don't think so, or sometimes like, no, we're gonna bear away. So then she'll cleat that one and she'll uncleat the other one. So, you know, crew, think ahead. And ask the skipper, what's the next thing coming? Skipper, tell him what you're gonna be doing. Don't keep it a secret, right? Here's the next move. Here's what's coming up.
Oh, and
Stop
just
talking.
so the whole audience knows, can you guys define term bear away set?
Bear away is when you're going
Right.
up on a starboard
You just
tack, and you're just easing as you go around, and so you're just bearing away.
No
right?
jive involved.
No jive. As opposed to a jive set, you go up, you jive, and then you set.
Yep.